Hello, good evening, and welcome to TC Network. I am Tingnay Team Haukip, and I'll be hosting tonight's program. Today's top stories include Manipur woman returning from Delhi via Nagaland test COVID-19 positive. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana (PMGKAY) to be effective for the coming 5 years starting January 2024. News in details. In the northeastern Indian state of Manipur, a woman who recently traveled from Delhi via Nagaland has tested positive for COVID-19. According to a report from the Indian Today Northeast, the woman, who hails from Paumata under Senapati district, was tested COVID-19 positive. The sample of the infected person has been brought to Imphal. It will then be sent to the National Institute of Virology, Pune, for genome sequencing and verify whether the case is of JN1 variant. The infected person returned from Delhi recently. She took a flight from Delhi to Dimapur and reached her village by bus from Nagaland city, said the source. Travelers to India, including those coming from regions with a risk of yellow fever or polio, are required to show proof of vaccination against these diseases. While there are currently no specific COVID-19 travel restrictions for travelers to India from Ireland, passengers may be subjected to medical screening upon arrival. It's important to note that regulations can change rapidly, and it is advisable to check the latest update from the Indian Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The situation in Manipur has been tense due to violent demonstrations leading to assaults and curfews and restrictions continue in parts of the state. For those residing in or visiting areas affected by COVID-19, it is recommended to practice preventive measures such as hand hygiene, wearing high-quality masks, improving ventilation, and maintaining physical distance from others, especially if they are sick or have tested positive for the virus. Vaccination remains a key strategy in preventing serious illness and reducing the spread of COVID-19. The report further said the recent case in Manipur underscores the importance of vigilance and adherence to health guidelines to mitigate the risk of transmission, particularly in regions where healthcare facilities may be inconsistent and the potential for food and waterborne disease is higher. Travelers should avoid tap water and uncooked and undercooked food and take precautions against mosquito-borne diseases like malaria and dengue fever, which are prevalent in India. As the global community continues to grapple with the pandemic, individuals are encouraged to stay updated on the evolving situation and take all necessary steps to protect themselves and others from COVID-19. Satya Kumar, Deputy General Manager of the Food Corporation of India (FCI), told the media that the food distribution scheme called Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana (PMGKAY) will be effective for 5 years starting January of 2024 till 2028. Satya Kumar claimed that this scheme will provide a monthly supply of rice to the underprivileged in Manipur. As of now, the Food Corporation of India has 9 depots where 45,410 metric tons of grains are stored and ready for distribution. The beneficiaries of this scheme are people who have the Antyodaya Anna Yojana AAY and Priority Household Card, widows above 60 years old, persons with disabilities, daily wage earners, families under below the poverty line, and people who are HIV positive. The beneficiaries of this scheme are people who have Antyodaya Anna Yojana AAY and Priority Households PHS card, widows above 60 years old, person with disabilities, daily wage earners, families under below the poverty line, and people who are HIV positive. This PMGKAY scheme is known to be the biggest food security program, and during the COVID pandemic, it has provided food aid to civilians in Manipur from March 2020 to December 2022. Although the food distribution ended in 2023 with catchphrase Food for All, Nutrition for All. This scheme will resume for another 5 years starting January 2024. Satya Kumar added that the continuation of this scheme was approved by the central government this year, November 2023, and under the order of the Ministry of CAF and PD, all the 2,341 fair price shops located within the Manipur 16th district will have PMGKAY labels embedded. Today at around 11:30 a.m., the ITLF Dakmul team handed over farm vegetables brought from hills to the frontline volunteers at YMA Hall, Muyaveng. As told Chin Kham, retired SP Chief Advisor of ITLF Dakmul, handed over the vegetables to ITLF Relief and Medical Department Convener Mangcha Thangzom. The handed over vegetables were donated by around 10 villages from and around Tedim Road, Guite Hall area. The donated vegetables include pumpkin, asgard, taro, fermented fish, and aromatic herbs. Mangcha Thangzom in his speech said that the generosity of the Dakmul teams shall never be considered a small token and that their donated items shall be put to good use by sending it to the volunteers who are in great need of vegetables. He also says that small things sum up to greater things and encourage them to keep up their good deeds. A Thanksgiving program of Ben Havis Asia Book of Record and releasing other 6 hours 21 seconds unedited 78 gospel songs was held today at 1 Go Chung Nung's residence at Gangte Veng, Lamka. As part of the program, Reverend H. Kai Sang Lun dedicated a recorded video of Ben Havi after ribbon cutting was done. Dr. Reverend Khaijakham, Thangzaleng Gangte, Head Deacon Kamtin Lal, Reverend Laltin Lam, and other religious and social leaders were also present. Mention may be made that an 8 years, 7 months old boy Ben Havi have record of singing 6 hours and 21 seconds of uncut and unedited gospel songs along with playing a keyboard at the same time. He had his name recorded in the Indian Book of Records and Asian Book of Records on 21st April 2023. He is the only boy who has such record in his S category. Having achieved such goal, which is acknowledged by the whole world, is indeed a pride not only for the Kuki-Zo but also of tribal populace as a whole. Speakers in the program appreciate and encourage him in his future endeavors. The Eastern Kuki Chief Associations expressed their gratitude towards Hezang Misao and team for their hard work and selfless service for the refugee influx from both Manipur and Myanmar due to the ongoing problems in both the places. The team donated 30 bags of rice and 4 bags of dal to the refugees who currently take shelter at Paiko and Sangkalok of Kamjong District. The Eastern Kuki Chief Associations also expressed their gratitude to Reverend Zhang Khulam and team for their generous donation of 50 bags of rice to the refugees. They also said that the relief materials from the government were not sufficient and that this donation means a lot to them, and further encouraged both the teams to give a helping hand in the future too. They further expressed their gratitude to KCLF monitoring cells. The Chosen Coaching Center, CCC, a newly launched coaching center for physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology at Hilltown, Churachandpur, was dedicated by Reverend Pautang Haukip, Pastor, ECS Center Church, in a simple function organized at the coaching center today at 3:30 p.m. It may be noted that Dr. Hauga, a PhD and net qualified in physics, had started a coaching center in New Lambulan in Fall since 2020, but due to the current ethnic turmoil, the center had to be shut down. However, as an educationist, he felt compelled to begin this new venture again. The function was attended by Dr. Hauga Tautang, Proprietor CCC, church and social leaders, and well-wishers. Let's take a short commercial break.
Moria Enterprise hi lamka kopi sunga dinga hardware thilkim nale kiman na pen ahi power tool zotpi langwa asais a color kimsela chule adang hozong muzing the ahi lamka kopi sunga hoilai hile deliver akibol pi zingi atam cho hodin heavy discount zong akibolin chule dukan na zuson num hodin wholesale in akipi zingi Brand hoi tata RT Suraksha, Kamdhenu, Zindal, Galaxy chule adang dang zong au min ahi. Moria Enterprise amunhi El Simulgrade Comset ahin Chule Abransi Tuibung Filling Station Maited in Akihonge.
Welcome back. The Eastern Command Lieutenant General of the Indian Army, Rana Pratap Kalita, met with the News Department at Fort William in Kolkata to discuss the conflict in Myanmar as well as the access to military weapons to the civilians, effect greatly to bring back normalcy to Manipur. He claims that the increasing number of refugees from Myanmar and a majority of the weapons that were looted from the state government have made it extremely difficult to bring stability to Manipur. With his retirement approaching near on December 31st, 2023, Kalita claimed that both community, the Meitei and the Kuki-Zo, have access to war weapons. Due to this issue, sudden attacks could occur anytime considering the ongoing tension. He added that the armed forces have done multiple search operations in the past 5 months to limit military acts between Meitei and the Kuki-Zo. In addition to that, the civilians from Myanmar have been seeking refuge in villages on the Indo-Myanmar border due to the Myanmar junta rebellion. Although the state police have conducted biometrics and data entry, with the assistance of the SAM rifles, the sudden increase in the number of refugees has made it difficult controlling drugs and weapons trading, added Kalita. As of now, there is no other way to resolve the conflict between the Meitei and the Kuki-Zo in Manipur other than the peace talk and investigation initiated by the central government, Kalita said. The Mizoram government, led by Chief Minister Laldu Oma, made a significant move towards bolstering transparency and accountability within the state by granting the Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) consent to probe offences in Mizoram. Report of the Indian Today Northeast says this decision was publicly announced by CM Laldu Oma via a social media post on platform X, where he emphasized the government's commitment to eradicating corruption for the betterment of its citizens. The CBI, which is the main investigative agency of the Government of India, has been given the green light to carry out investigations into serious offences in Mizoram. This development comes as part of the state's effort to maintain a clean governance system and ensure that any instances of corruption are thoroughly investigated and addressed. The CBI's track record in India has shown a conviction rate that has fluctuated over the years, with a notable increase to 74.59% in 2022. The Bureau operates under the Californian Department of Justice and provides expert investigative services across the state. With the general consent now granted by the Mizoram government, the CBI is empowered to take on cases within the state without seeking case-specific permissions. This move by the Mizoram government reflects a proactive approach to governance and law enforcement, signaling a strong stance against corruption and the dedication to upholding the rule of law for the welfare of its people, said the report. The Hill Tribal Council, Moreh, today issued a press release asking and urging central government to take urgent measures for all communities in the border town of Moreh and to address the sufferings of the indigenous Kuki-Zo living in the town. The press release reads, "This is to clarify on the claims and confusion which have been attempted about Moreh border town through concocted and misleading narratives from several angles and also to voice the resolute stand of the people concerned. As always, Moreh, originally called Monglin Pai or Molin, is within the hill area of post-independent Indian state called Manipur. Being the indigenous first settler and owner of the land, it was through the consent and acknowledgement of the then chief of Sibong Sutpong village that the border town, now called Moreh, was established and inhabited and have been under the chieftainship long before the partition of Burma from British India." The press release further said, with the passage of time after India's independence, and following the Burmese government program to drive out foreigners from Burma, peoples of Indian origin such as Punjabi, Tamils, Biharis, Bengalis and others came to take shelter in Moreh, which was then a thinly populated village of the Indian side. Our compassionate forefathers, the original settlers, were too happy to accommodate people in distress and wished to coexist as a gesture of love and understanding. Since then and today, we see a cosmopolitan population in this border town of Moreh. The history of a place or people cannot be manipulated to suit one's whims and fancies. Article 371C of the Constitution of India provides special provision to safeguard the hill areas of Manipur, as per which autonomous district councils under hill area administration have been functioning in the hill districts of Manipur, and to this date there are 3 elected members of the district council in Moreh alone. The release also said that the claim and proposal made by the Honorable Prime Minister by a parliamentarian representing Inner Manipur reflects either his ignorance about his own state or it could well be an outburst of a wishful thought. Moreh is a civilian inhabited boulder hill town, so the idea for establishment of a cantonment is absurd. Except for the war Anjar, Meitei who have deserted, all Indian communities coexist peacefully in this cosmopolitan boulder town. The trade and business which have been crippled following the ethnic clash since May 3rd can be revived once the Myra pipe is backed by radical Meitei elements who have been blocking and creating havoc in the highways are dealt with effectively as per law. As much as we want development in Moreh, we want and urge the government of India to act swifter and bring political settlement to the present political impasse in Manipur. As there no longer is the possibility for resettlement of the Kuki Zo in Imphal Valley, having been slaughtered and properties looted and destroyed, the only solution to the problem now lies in the union government to arrange and grant for self-determination to the Kuki Zo admissible under available provisions of the Constitution of India, said the report. In order to prevent escalation of the prevailing tense situation and to avoid creating of further misunderstanding among conflicting communities in Manipur, the state government must refrain from trying to implement plans and policies in the name of development in Moreh and the hill areas as a whole until political settlement is in place. The central government and the Assam government signed a peace pact with pro-Turks faction of ULFA on December 29. During signing the peace pact, the ULFA representative said, "This will bring lasting peace in Assam. I apologize for any wrongdoing from our side." Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma said, "A historic day for Assam. 8,700 cadres of militant organizations have joined peace accord. With 3 accords, tribal militancy over. Everyone has joined mainstream." ULFA picked up arms. Many were killed in 1980s. Around 10,000 people were killed, which include security personnel, civilians, and also ULFA. According to a report of The Hindu, the Assam Chief Minister said, "Nobody has answered why their sons and husbands were killed. Those who were killing were also not aware why they are killing." Home Ministry took a decisive step that they negotiate with ULFA and bring a closure. This accord will fulfill the aspirations of people. PM Modi's outreach has brought peace to Assam, Mr. Sarma further added. Only 15% area in Assam under AFSPA. Union Home Minister said it is a golden day for Assam's future. Assam and Northeast endured violence for decades. 9 peace accords in the past 5 years in Northeast. Peace established in Northeast. More than 9,000 cadres surrender. AFSPA has been removed from 85% area in Assam. Mr. Shah said, since 1979, all those who were killed were country's citizens. A package and development projects have been agreed upon today. All the aspects of the settlement will be implemented today with surrender of 700 cadres. The total number of surrendered cadres will stand at 8,200 cadres, said the report. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.